Oh, hey there. Welcome back to another episode of Rustic Renderings. I'm your pal RJ. Boy, it's my favorite time of year. You know what I'm talking about. Flowers, hearts, chocolates, little fat baby flying around shooting everybody with a big old hot arrow full of love. Yep, it's Valentine's Day. That special time of year when you get to show your sweetie how much you care about them. Either by giving them a dozen of roses, or some fine candies, some balloons, maybe a heart. But not a real heart, because you need that to live. So you can't give that to them. But you could make a heart for them out of pallet boards. And that's what we're going to do today. So, strap yourselves in. It's going to be a fun ride. How to get rid of this fat little baby flying around. Get out of here. As any knowledgeable person already knows, one of the most important parts of any project is having an outline. Whether you're plotting out the build pattern for maybe a pallet heart project you're working on, or you're trying to plan the future for your sci-fi horror action movie franchise, it's a good idea to have an outline. But you know what, folks? Sometimes it's just as important to realize when your outline is a horrible, horrible mess. Maybe you realize you need to take that outline and cut it into a billion little tiny pieces and set them on fire and bury the ashes where no one can find them. And maybe once you do that, you realize that, hey, I need to have someone come in with a fresh perspective on this. Maybe they can breathe some life into this 40-year-old franchise that has devolved into a stale old dog turd. And who knows, maybe this person already did a lot of the legwork to develop a product that is far superior to your own. But since you were blinded by your own hubris, you couldn't recognize that. But who knows? I'm just speaking in generalities here, nothing specific.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Hey, speaking of sawing and cutting, you know, sometimes it's just as important to realize when you need to cut out that outline you're working on to begin with. Like maybe you don't need to outline a new project. Like maybe that project doesn't even need to exist. Like maybe that project is better off just being just a single pallet. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that pallet. It's doing what it was designed to do, and it's made very well. So why are you trying to change it? Why are you trying to build onto it? Just cut it out. Oh good, it's time for sanding. Probably a good idea to talk about the project I'm working on at some point anyways. So now that we've got the pieces all cut out, we're sanding them down nice and smooth. And before you know it, you have yourself a nice big old smooth pair of butt cheeks. Hey, speaking of butt cheeks, you know, that Alien franchise, boy, that's what that is. Just a big old nasty pair of butt cheeks. Everything after the second movie, that is. Alien 3, butt cheeks. Alien Resurrection, butt cheeks. Prometheus, big old pair of butt cheeks. Alien Covenant, just a double, triple, quadruple pair of butt cheeks. Gosh, I really hate how that franchise has evolved. Maybe Disney's move to buy up that property is gonna pay off for us fans in some way. Maybe their fresh perspective on the property will divert their attention away from making any more of this garbage. Ugh, look at that. Ugh. Alright, you need to focus, RJ. Back to sanding. Boy, this belt sander works really well. I know I've stated it before, but a good sander is invaluable to any woodworking project. Boy, before too long at all the pieces are cut, sanded, and ready to be assembled. Just look at that. Our heart's looking pretty good so far. Ugh, it's still really, really gross. Anywho, for the finish on this here heart, we're going to use some Danish oil. For the smaller heart, we're going to use a natural tone. I've used this stuff quite a few times now, and I'm always happy with the results. For the larger heart, we're going to use this dark walnut tone. And I was sure to apply several coats, just to achieve that darker appearance I was looking for. Not only does this stuff look good, it helps protect it too. It's always a good idea to apply this stuff pretty liberally, because that wood really tends to soak it up. Boy, our heart's starting to look pretty snazzy. Let's get this thing put together and finish this up. After getting the placement just right, I clamp the pieces together and then flip it on over. Since these pallet boards are a little bit on the thin side, it's a good idea to pre-drill the holes before you install your screws. Now I just repeated the process and added some extra screws to make this thing good and solid. After getting the inner pieces all mounted together, I went ahead and installed the 2 outer pieces of the larger heart. Just in case you didn't realize up to this point, yes, those are indeed the same drywall screws that I've been using for every pallet project thus far. I added this pair of support splices just to ensure that the construction of this here heart was good and solid. And with that, our pallet heart is all done. How about that, folks? In just a few easy steps, you yourself could have your very own pallet heart. I don't know about you, but this one's just the right size. Don't forget to get your little sweetie something special this year to show how much you love and appreciate it. Happy Valentine's Day, folks. I'll see you next time.